Some big technology companies are betting big that the metaverse will become a reality sooner rather than later. Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg is leading the charge, changing his company name to show that it's now a metaverse company. But he's not alone. In May, Microsoft's CEO, Satya Nadella, said his company was working to build an enterprise metaverse as the digital and physical worlds converge. Video game platform Roblox Corporation is aiming to give people millions of 3D experiences. And Epic Games, maker of Fortnite, sees it evolving beyond being a game to become a social world that's something like the metaverse.
We are likely to see some very early versions of the ultimate platforms that are under development right now. So over the next couple of years or in 3 years, we will see new prototypes and use cases emerge. But at the same time, the interesting thing is the market competition will increase. The reason being, as and when new platforms come into the market, there is a big potential of making good money if you are a first mover.
In June this year, the first Metaverse ETF was launched. It tracks the performance of globally listed companies who are actively involved in the metaverse. And it surged after Facebook's name change announcement, pulling in $12.5 million on Thursday, October the 28th, its largest single-day inflow since early September.
If you look at the top 10 holdings, these are very familiar names. There's NVIDIA, Microsoft, Facebook, Amazon, Taiwan Semiconductor. All these form the top 10 holdings. They account for about 55% of their AUM. And these names may very well be on any other tech ETFs, right? These are safe names, making good money. And should these companies' strategy of moving into the metaverse, takes off into the stratosphere, I think this actually provide a very, very excellent opportunity and optionality.
According to Bloomberg, the market size for the metaverse could reach up to $800 billion by 2024. Market watchers have this advice for investors looking to benefit from first mover advantage.
Investing in tech is just like investing in any other stocks. You probably want to look at the fundamentals of the company that you invested in. So it's really back to basics. Don't just look at some of the hype that's surrounding the stocks. If you are confident of your stock picking skills, you can look at some of these gaming companies. Really at the core, they are really so plugged into the metaverse. In fact, they were moving in that direction even before the term was coined. There are also some hardware companies like in virtual reality and augmented reality space for the VRs, that the smart glasses, which is getting increasingly crowded.
But it's not just big players that stand to benefit from the development of the metaverse. One local musician and host who has tried her hand at building her own metaverse is Audrey Lim, CEO of Take Back the Nights. The Virtual Reality Music Festival was started during the 2020 circuit breaker.
It was the result of a lot of people in the music community coming together to volunteer their skills, volunteer their equipment, volunteer their know-how, their networks, and just sort of pull together to show everyone that, hey, we can maybe give it a go. Maybe we can still keep the music going. Maybe we can still keep the nights going.
With strict social distancing measures in place in Singapore, such live events were not possible in person. But in the digital universe, people could do online what they could not do in real life.
I don't think it's going to be just tech companies who would be interested in the metaverse. In the world itself, what we allow for is people, avatars, to go into the world and make purchases from F&B vendors within the festival metaverse, and then these festival F&B people will deliver it to your house. So that's already a crossover to a non-tech space. No one wants a passive experience where you just log in or you press play on a YouTube video. That's passive. This one allows you to make active decisions. You can choose to meet your friend, your cousin, your business person in that area, or go for that conference on that stage versus going to this other thing on this other stage. So there's the actual options of choice, active choice that you have. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how this is adapted to, for example, sports events, conferences, meetings, all that good stuff.
In August this year, Epic Games, the creators of the game Fortnite, took the concept of a music concert in a gaming environment to the next level. It dropped a virtual concert by Ariana Grande into the actual game. Experts say creators will need to create such novel events to keep the metaverse fresh for an increasingly saturated audience.
They'll have to understand like what kind of use cases consumers would want to use the metaverse for. So live concerts are one thing. Okay, Epic has been a massive success in that. But what next after that? Like there has to be a novelty factor in metaverse every time I go in there. So in the initial few days, we have seen this with VR as well. So if VR initially got a boost in the market because it was novel, people were getting a fresh kind of an approach to entertainment and everything. But as soon as the novelty factor faded away, people actually started dropping out their VR headsets. So this needs to be kept at the back of the mind when developing the metaverse platform. So novelty and interactivity, the immersive interactivity, these two things are essential.